Thank you very much. Thanks, Harry, and the entire CIO 100 fraternity. As you've heard, my name is Charles Washika. I don't know if you forgot to say, I'm the current reigning. He forgot. Yes, I know some of you in here, you're having jitters right now, just waiting for Friday. I can assure you, it's not the best place to be. In fact, during my time, I avoided to be here on Wednesday and Thursday because, you don't know if you're going to win. So the jitters are there. But for all those guys who will win, all the best. Anyway, so I was asked to talk about the future of IT leadership. I know I've got about 20 minutes in the digital age. For some of us who are Generation X and Generation Y, and maybe Generation Z, boomers, maybe the video that I will start to show will make a bit of sense. So can we play the video? This guy looks familiar. Does he look familiar? Okay, let's play it.
Hope this doesn't embarrass you, Jen, but I find the best thing to do with a new employee is to size them up with a long, hard stare. So, first date.
Yes.
Scary.
Yes.
Don't be scared.
Well, I'm not really scared.
You should be.
Well, I'm a little bit scared.
Well, don't be.
Make up your mind.
So here you are.
Yes. Really looking forward to getting to grips with.
I'm going to put you in IT because you said on your CV you have a lot of experience with computers.
I did say that on my CV, yes. I have a lot of experience with the whole computer thing, emails, sending emails, receiving emails, deleting emails. I could go on.
Do.
The web, using mouse, mices, using mice, clicking, double-clicking, the computer screen, of course, the keyboard, the bit that goes on the floor down there.
The hard drive?
Correct.
Uh-huh. Well, you certainly seem to know your stuff. That's settled. Got a good feeling about you, Jen, and they need a new manager.
Oh, fantastic. So the people I'll be working with, what they like.
Standard nerds!
Yeah, so I think it's moving. So that is IT, maybe 20, does it make sense? Maybe 20, 30 years ago, so long as you knew how to double click, the mouse, etc. That was IT then. So where have we been? Okay. The role of the CIO has shifted dramatically. So I know today I was supposed to speak about IT leadership, but since we are in CIO 100, I'll really focus on the CIO. So the role of the CIO has shifted dramatically, okay, from being an operator, because that's where we are, most of us right now, from being an operator to being a strategic driver of business success. Okay, today's CIO is in the center of innovation. We'll talk about customer experience. We'll talk about ethics. That's where we are. Initially, we were Jen. That lady is called Jen. Okay? And this evolution reflects what is really happening. Where I come from in my organization, there's something we called getting the geek out of the basement. So IT and the CIO moved from being an operator to being a strategic partner to the business. And that's where we are. Okay, so we see currently the CIO as a visionary and a futurist. I know there's usually that joke that CIO, it's what? Career is over, right? That's what we say. How many of you in here are CIOs or aspiring CIOs? How many? aspiring CIOs, aspiring CEOs. Okay, so you need to be a visionary. Okay, you need to be a futurist. When you go to the board, certainly when I go to the board, my CEO doesn't behave like that guy, but he thinks I am a futurist. Like I need to look into the future and say where technology is going. So we must look at what's next, what's coming. Okay? That's how our role has changed. The CIO currently is a visionary, but that's current. That's how we look at a CIO. But how does the future look like? If somebody asks you, how does the future look like for a CIO? Has it moved? This is still current. The CIO is a strategic partner to the C-suite. So the CFO, the CEO, the CRO, they look at you as their partner, okay? You're expected to educate your fellow C-suite members on technology. You're expected to collaborate. And what I'm talking about, I'm actually preaching to the converted. But let's see where we need to go. So there's this concept, and I know even my team will be extremely surprised when I talk about this, because when I was asked, so what is the future of the IT leader in the digital age? When I asked some of you guys to, or maybe I could ask, how many consider themselves as digital natives? You know what a digital native is? Your hand? Digital migrants? Do you know what a digital migrant is? You know, a digital native is a guy who was born when everything is digital. A digital migrant, maybe everything wasn't digital, but you have been able to move. So how does this look like? For 2024 and I think in the next couple of years, and this is not mine, this is we got this from Gartner. We have to deliberately democratize digital by design. Currently, we always say IT, okay, you're a strategic partner, you are leading business, etc. But this has to change. IT must break down its walls and enable the business to produce technology, to ensure that business produces technology. You know, the current term we shall say is IT is enabling business. But IT now needs to enable or ensure that business units are able to produce technology. I'm sure some of you are thinking, okay, now this guy is talking about shadow IT. What he's saying is that the CFO or the guys in HR or the guys in risk are supposed to come up with solutions. Because the current thing is IT, we are the operators. We are the guys who are collaborating with business. But what I'm saying here is, as we move ahead, we need to enable business to produce technology, and we shall see how that will happen. And not only use technology. Okay? So this is according to Gartner. According to Gartner, 21% of business area resources are actually dedicated to building, implementing, and managing technology initiatives. Now think of it, come to think of it, and I'll give an example of one of the projects that we ran with, and I'm sure most of you do this. So a business director or a business leader, or let's say the CFO, he or she hires people, but gives you 21% of their people to be part of an IT initiative. Isn't it what happens? Okay? By show of hands, now I need to start asking people. Maybe I'm speaking to myself. Isn't that what happens? When we say we are collaborating, they actually hire people. They don't say, I'm hiring somebody for IT. No, I'm hiring somebody for finance, I'm hiring somebody for retail, I'm hiring somebody for corporate or a risk person. But when you have an IT initiative, they go into IT. So meaning these guys, your C-suite, are already doing it. So when I say we shall see more and more the need for us to enable the business to produce technology rather than collaborating with us. I know some of us say, okay, but we're already collaborating with business in coming up with technology. Collaborating basically means I have, like there's a project we did, 80% were IT people, 20% were business. And that's collaboration. And I can tell you that project failed. Now, when we shifted it to about 40% IT and 60% business, which is what you're talking about, the project was a success. I was told by the guys I need to stand on this side for it to move. So which are some of the CIO profiles in this franchise model? 55% of CIOs are what are called operators. You know, we retain digital, we retain IT. Yeah, Harry, I can speak Swahili, yeah? Once in a while. No, okay. I was just pushing my luck. You know, IT is ours. No. Yeah, so 55% guys retain digital delivery within IT, and the rest of the organization, they are sponsors. That's where we are. Most of us are there. Now, if you shift to the extreme of the spectrum, are what are called the franchisers. And this is what is happening in the world currently, where 12% of CIOs are now franchisers. What they do is they enable the rest of the business to produce IT. They enable the rest of the business to produce IT. And it doesn't mean that they're producing it 100%. And then we also currently have explorers, so some guys who are in the middle there. So again, this was a study that was done. I don't know where you see yourself. Are you an operator? Are you a franchiser? Or are you an explorer? If I ask myself, I'll say I'm somewhere in between an operator and an explorer, because I know when the business comes and says they want to develop something on their own, I look at it as shadow IT. But this is where we need to move to. Okay. So in terms of delivery, how do you work with your CXOs? You need to co-lead as we move ahead. You need to co-deliver, and then you also need to co-govern. So I'll just take a few minutes to go through what co-leading is, and I'll give an example of a situation that we went through. So we ran this very big IT transformation in the last maybe 4 years or so. And the first 2.5 years, yes, we used to say we are actually co-leading. It was actually the core banking system which we were implementing. So myself and my peers on the C-suite, yeah, it was okay. But what these guys had done, and I'm sure this is what happens to most of you, is IT is delivering the project. As we are the sponsors, so we are supporting, you know. It's okay, these guys will deliver the project. 3 years down the line, it was going to be a disaster. Actually, a sub-project of one of the things, what we were doing, was a total disaster. So we made a deliberate decision at the board level that the other C-suite members, and when I talk about C-suite members, I'm actually talking about most of you guys and the teams that you lead and the teams that you come from. We are going to lead the transformation, and this is where we need to go. And it's not just lip service. I know some of you could be thinking, okay, we always collaborate. No, it's not about collaboration. It's about co-leading and understanding from business perspective, what is in it for me. Number 2 is to co-deliver. There are 2 concepts there. One is called the business technologists. I'm sure you must have seen in your organizations right now, your CFO, your CRO, telling you, I am hiring my own analysts. I am hiring my own developers. And this is what you're going to see a lot happening. So in IT, you are hiring developers. But the CRO is also hiring a developer, the CFO is also hiring developers, HR, retail, etc. So those are what are called business technologists. And fusion teams are basically what we call agile squads. So cross-functional teams that work together. So we must move towards co-delivery, but more from a business technologist perspective. And then lastly, is to co-govern. And I'm sure there are some guys here from risk. Anyone from risk? Anyone from security, cyber security? Anyone from risk? Data governance? The risk people must be saying, oh, no way. We can't give control to the business. What about data privacy? What about security, etc.? So how do you manage risk management? I think I'll also now start going very fast. Agree on governance, scale best practices through the communities, what are called the fusion teams, and then embed risk experts in the fusion teams, and then automate your controls in the digital platforms. Now, I want to pivot back very fast. Remember, I said I'm preaching to the converted. So what are some of the things that we keep doing? Of course, we must continue building high-performance technology teams and not go through this. This is something you all know. We must ensure that we have got a high-performance team. If you look at my story, I think one of the biggest things that we did was to make sure that the team is high-performing. Actually, I didn't win this award because of me, but it was understanding that it takes a team. The guys who play football, who watch football, and my team, you know what happened to Eric Ten Hag. Yeah, so the team has to play, otherwise you're gone. Okay? Yeah, so what is your future of work and what is your role as an IT, as a tech leader? You must continue shaping and making sure that we move into hybrid work. It was this happened during COVID, but you're going to see a lot of this come back. I know after COVID, this also reduced. Okay, so leading in a hybrid work environment. So again, I'm just trying to move very fast because I've seen my time is over. I want to go to, you must embrace ethical leadership. I know, again, I'm preaching to the converted. We'll hear a lot of stories about data privacy, ethics in AI, so I didn't want to go into those, but just emphasizing that ethics is big for a leader as you continue. So, I want to spend the last 2 minutes on this slide. And when I go this topic and ask myself, I have 20 minutes, what are some of the things I need to talk about? Basically, the future of the CIO, I said we used to think that CIO means career is over. Isn't that the case? Especially certainly in Kenya, and I think the rest of the world. The lifetime of a CIO is 5 years. And then you either become the CEO, or you become the CIO in another company, or you become a consultant for whatever reason, okay? So there are 5 things I have personally, and this is a story I want to give. And again, it's almost cliche. 5 things that I find will make sure that you're in the CIO role or become the CEO of your organization in future. Number 1, you must focus. Always understand your customer, and we know it. Always understand your customer. The second thing, always understand your shareholders. Because you are a CIO of a company which is supposed to create value, okay? Number 3, understand your stakeholders. Again, like I said, this is very cliche. Number 4, understand your executive. If you are the CIO reporting to the CFO, where is he going? Reporting to the CEO, what are his thoughts? And then finally, ask yourself, having understood those 4, by the end of what I'm doing, where am I? Where will I be in the next 1 or 2 years? Then you can make any decision about technology. You can make any decision about what everybody will be talking to you about today. We'll hear about AI, we'll hear about data, we'll hear about cloud and all those things, which I deliberately said I'm not going to talk about. If you understand those 4 things, and the 5th one being where you'll be, then you'll make the right decision. I think finally, is just to say the best way to predict the future is to create it. So we are here. We can't predict the future, but you can try to predict. One of my mentors, who is not really my mentor, but I look up to, Elon Musk, he seems to always try to create the future. He doesn't predict, but things always go that direction. So friends, with those few remarks, thank you so much. Let's enjoy the entire event. And for those ones who have been nominated for whichever category, it's possible. So just keep your hopes up. Asante sana. Thank you.